I don't wanna take up too much of your time. Hey, I don't wanna take up too much of your time. I wanna make this quick. If you've been watching my Twitter or my YouTube channel for a little while, you might know that a situation has been unfolding between me and another person, betasheep. This whole situation was blown way out of proportion, and it should have just been left to private messages. That's it. If you want a quick rundown of what's going on, basically, this all started because I wanted to work on Jeffy's Infinite Irida as a voice actor. And Boing bingus, who was a friend of mine, asked betasheep if I could help. Instead of telling me no, like a normal person would, this dude went into my alt account, digging through old reposts to find something to dig up on me. Now let me just say right off the bat, I am not a zoophile. I cannot believe I have to stress this. I am not a zoophile, I never was and never will be. I'm not going to go too into detail on what the image was, because you've probably already seen it if you've been following this. But it was basically a TF image. And why it was reposted on that account is a very simple explanation. I was not thinking. I didn't see, like, the sexual subtext at all. I just thought the image looked nice, I liked the art style, and that's it. I retweeted it without thinking. And let me tell you, this image is far back in my retweets too. Like, this wasn't just like you look and you find it. This dude was scrolling back in the archives, trying to find shit to dig up on me, just because he was bored. Let me stress this again. There was absolutely no genitalia in the image, despite what the unnecessary censorship might lead you to believe. There was absolutely no genitalia shown in the image. I assumed the censorship was done due to just wanting to make me look worse. Everybody I've talked to about this has stated that they don't think it's warranting what's been going on in my life. And I agree. And that's the evidence that people are clinging on to, but betasheep brought more to the table, some of which is even less comprehensible. One of these pieces of evidence was an image of two characters kissing. That's it. It is based off of old Cold War era propaganda. I think it was on a Time magazine cover. But he stated that the heads were, quote, too similar to real animal heads, and that's why he found it kind of weird. If that isn't the biggest stretch I've ever heard, I do not know what is. And plus, bringing this up on your Twitter account is spreading this information and these images to more minors, which was a problem in the last time that this shit happened. It was spread to more minors that wouldn't have seen it otherwise. You are actively contributing to the problem that you're trying to stop. Speaking of problems that you caused, I want to take a moment to talk about what Beta has done in response to all this. What I've done is I've owned up to everything, I responded on Twitter, and that's it. I didn't want anything more to do with this situation. I didn't even want to make this video. What betasheep has done is he has made constant jokes about this, which is not acceptable. It's a very serious matter, calling someone this shit. Like, calling someone a zoophile is not something that you could just, like, joke about and brush off. That's a very, very serious accusation. Like I said, he also had a breakdown about the evidence. He said, and I quote, "A pedophile would not want to be called a pedophile." I do not think a single person on planet Earth would want to be called that, Mr. Betasheep. I don't think a single human being on planet Earth would want to be called a pedophile. His evidence was flimsy at best, malicious at worst. Another thing he did, I'm going to keep this person's name anonymous for the sake of anonymity, because they requested to be anonymous. A close friend of mine, who I kept telling them what was going through my head, why this happened, but they just wouldn't listen. And I guess that wasn't good enough for them, because while I was asleep, the SML Mix channel got hacked by FNA Alex. I assume they still had the password in case something like this happened, which is already weird enough that you had this prepared. But they went and changed the name to Amber Likes Animals or something. They changed the profile picture, the description, they changed literally everything. And interestingly, they deleted every single community post on that channel except for 2, both of which were made by Arel. Very interesting. And they made a community post explaining that I was a zoophile, and they posted the image in question. Still censored, by the way, still unnecessarily censored, instead of letting me speak my piece. Keep in mind, Alex was also the first person to hop on the March train, so I don't know why I trusted them after that. But both of these